I decided to get rid of the Firebird seats, the ones that I got out of the junkyard, that style. When I got them, I didn't realize the frames for the seat itself were rusted. I noticed when I was putting the seat tracks on. So all the seats like that are going into the garbage. When I was in the junkyard looking around, I don't really like the Trans Am seats. I like them in Trans Ams, the newer ones, the 4th gen style. But I sat in a pair of Camaro seats. There was a 2002 Camaro in there, and I really liked them. So I figured I'd get them. The rear seat with both bottoms was $35, and then the front seats were $25 a piece. I couldn't complain. They're leather, they're ebony, not quite black, but maybe with the new upholstery they'll match the black panels themselves. But reading on 3rd gen, what I wasn't understanding was the gap that they were talking about between the seat cushion and the plastic itself. So that's the gap with the factory 3rd gen seat. That's the gap with the 4th gen seat. I don't really know what the difference. Some people are noticing a difference. I mean, it's slightly different, but the only thing I do notice which I've already messed with is where the bolt goes through on the 4th gen seats. This is kind of angled more forward towards the front of the car, which makes the back of the seat kind of want to pop up if you don't have it tucked underneath. Versus the 3rd gen, it's more up and down, and the seat doesn't pop up in the back. So I think a little bit of tweaking will get it to where it just kind of sits in there, but it lines up. I don't think it looked too bad. I wasn't really worried about the condition because I'm going to redo them anyways. I just wanted basically good foam. Then this is the front seat. Someone already got the driver's seat, so it really doesn't look too bad. The foam, I think the bottom looks pretty decent. But someone took the driver's seat, so I had to go find another driver's seat. Like most driver's seats, they're usually torn apart. So went in and got a driver's seat. Again, 25 bucks for the whole seat. And the issue with the seat was the foam, which I'm sure all the 4th gen cars, all the Camaro owners know that the foam splits and you can feel the bar. You can feel it there protruding out, which is how this seat was. That's the driver's seat. This is the passenger seat. It's nothing in the frame that's hitting you. It's actually the bar that's molded inside of the foam. So what I did was I got another passenger seat, since I already have that passenger seat. I got another one to take the foam off, where some people said that the seats will interchange. Well, they won't, because this bracket is not on the other side, so you can't just take the seat out and put it in another car. That's the bracket that the seatbelt bolts onto, so they're not interchangeable. The foam, however, they have different part numbers listed on them. So this is a driver's side seat frame, and I've already took the passenger seat foam and swapped it over. This is the driver's seat foam that was on it, which was split there, and you could feel the bar when you were getting in and out of the car. this is the passenger bottom, which I still need to swap over. On this driver's side bottom, you can feel the bar right there. So I still got to swap it, but they will interchange. This is how I did it. So I don't feel the bar. And then when you compare the frames, the bar is here on the frame, but the bar is inside of the foam on the bottom. So it depends on which piece you need. But they will interchange. When you're pulling the fabric off, just kind of hold on to this strap and then pull your fabric or leather off so you're not pulling this out from the foam. But I just took a razor blade and cut it off. But they are somewhat glued to the frame, so you just kind of work your hand around there, get it popped off, and then this little latch setup, you just push it down and push forward. So once it comes down underneath it, it'll come out. When you're trying to get this little bracket off of the side, if you take a pick, push the pick in there and it'll pop it off. Because right there is a little tab and that's what it catches on. So you need this to slide and spread the plastic and it'll pop right off without breaking. If you break it, then you just gotta go to the junkyard and do it again. But that's what the back of it looks like. I took a very sharp razor blade for an X-Acto knife. I got brand new blades. And I copied that little sliver that needs to be there because it's on this side. It just happened to fall apart. So I took the foam, set it up against it, did a black marker. I guess I was a little bit off, but not too much of an issue with that. But it needs to sit like that. You can see it's on the other seat. This little bit is stuck to there because that's where they glued it. So you just cut it deep enough and mimic it. Since that's the passenger side, you see how deep it is. And the piece that I cut out just goes over here. It gets stuffed in there. And I'll glue it in place. That comes together. This will be glued. Then the new seat cover already has foam on there, so you're not going to notice any of these little tidbits. So it'll cover it up. But that's the passenger side seat foam on a driver's side seat. Does work, depends if you want to do it. Because nobody makes a foam, and I see some of the seats at like $200 for a seat. And then another tidbit, whether you have a 4th gen or a 3rd gen, this is more geared toward the 3rd gens because they're usually all beat to crap. But these side pieces, if you want one in black or whatever color your interior is, the 4th gen ones are exactly the same. This is a 3rd gen, that is the factory 4th gen. The only difference is on the top. This little area right there. The 4th gen is slightly thinner, and then the 3rd gen's a little bit wider. There is a slight difference, but they bolt up exactly the same. How this one's all scratched up. You can find tons of these black ones that are nice. You can get them in tan, you can get it in gray, whatever color. And then on the seat belts, I did look into the 99 02 Cavalier passenger seat belt, the actual inner one. That will work. It'll work on the buckle if you're using the 4th gen seat belt. I'll have to check and see if it works with the 3rd gen seat belt. I just haven't got that far. I just kind of messing around with it. But it's a little bit. Then if these are broken, you need the whole mechanism, or you need to drill out these rivets and then transfer it over and drill it it'd be easier just to take the 4 bolts out and switch the whole thing over. So that was another reason I got it, so I can have this for that seat over there. That's it.